Hello all, welcome to Raised on Sports, every sport, any opinion, no filter. My name is Josh Perkins, I'm joined by my co-host, I suppose, Alex Lane Kilticker. Hello.
Hello Josh, co-host. We usually when we do try podcasting in the past, it's usually one of us is trying to do a podcast and then the other becomes sort of like a rotating guest all the time. So it's fun to do it as co-host.
This is a weird thing to do because, as you say, we've tried so many podcasts over the years, both together and as separately and together and stuff. So it's finally weird that we've actually got like a setup as well.
A kind of setup. We're gonna look straight into the hard cam, as we're gonna call it. You see us both. Got a bit of a setup. We've got some jerseys going on here. It's all about sport, right? This podcast is all about sport. So we want to make sure we're showing off as much as we can. It is quite an eclectic mix of sports we have up here as well.
So just go through it for anyone.
So we've got some ice hockey over here. The reason we're Capitals, my dad, he's a Capitals fan. We went to see Washington a few years back and I had to get a jersey, picked that up at the time. Myself, I'm a Cubs fan in baseball. Then I got this little Bosnia top. I went on holiday.
That's a nice top.
I went to Croatia and we popped over to Bosnia for a day. And this was during the World Cup as well. So this was a time where everyone was. We went into Bosnia on the day they were playing. Okay. It was a day. I can't remember who they were playing on the day, but it was buzzing. Like all the workers there were wearing these, so I was like, I got to get one. And it's a beauty of a shirt. And Bosnia is a beautiful place, so try and go. What else we got? We've got a Bulls top because again, I'm Chicago Bulls. Makes sense. And then up here, my lovely partner who is going to be producing some of this. Thank you, Laura. She's not here right now, but she'll watch us back and help with any of the editing. She's a big Seahawks fan, as we got to watch the Super Bowl. We stayed up for that last year when the Seahawks beat the Patriots.
I was flagging in Q3, but Q4 made it and they won. So
absolutely, yeah, it was good.
Just to any American football fans out there, I'm a Jets fan. I'm going to leave that there and we're going to move on. I guess the first thing is how do we know each other?
I need to grab my lovely beer that I've left.
Oh, of course.
I would like to. I think we need to crack those open.
So I've gone with a premium Copperberg. It's not premium. It's a strawberry and pineapple mix from a blue supermarket that isn't the Co-op. So there we are. What have you gone for?
I'm not really a fruit cider guy, as you know. I think it's a little bit, So I've gone for IPA because
IPA, mate! Wow.
Because if you don't drink fruity cider, but you still want to be a bellend, then you drink IPA, right? So that's what we're doing.
Okay. Well, we didn't establish whether we'd be choice language or anything in this podcast, but we are, so that's fine.
That's Laura's choice if she wants to bleep things out or not. But I got for I am an IPA guy. I'm a big ale guy, as you know. I love my beer. And today I've gone for it's Vocation Brewery Love and Hate. Yeah, which is sport in a nutshell. If we're being honest, actually, it's quite telling. So let's just.
Whoa! Sorry, don't just drop the microphone. Ready? It's the best sound.
No better sound.
That is the best sound.
Tell you what, some of the best sounds in sport.
That's a question.
That's a question, isn't it? I know we have our big question for later, but there's probably a few there.
That might be one for the comments.
It might be. I'm going to put one out there.
Okay.
That we'll all agree on. Go on. Silence. That cheer. Limbs in the crowd. Oh, man, nothing.
That's probably my favourite sound in sport. Is the silence before a goal goes in.
It could be that.
Yeah.
It really could be. As a baseball guy, I love the sound, the crack of a wooden bat on the ball and on a fast pitch. I do love that as well. But I think being in away ends over the years, when you have that go on and then they score that, nothing beats it.
No, not at all. So that might be one of the comments. Favourite sounds in sports, whichever one you watch. So
I realised as well, actually, so we should put it out there, we are video casting. We are also on Spotify for any of your audio listeners, which is why I think it's a good thing we opened our cans right up to the microphones and gave everyone a bit of ASMR on this podcast. So we give you everything. And so we'll try to keep it as audio descriptive as we can as well.
He says that and stops talking as I drink, as I swim. So that's audio descriptive.
Can we talk about your microphone for a second?
Yeah, we can. So you've got the stand because it's your house and your equipment, really. So
studio, duh.
Yeah, your studio. It's a plastic spatula, which I quite like. I was gonna basically I don't have a stand, but I didn't make
You
it.
can shout that out, actually.
AI made it. It's a personalised mic muff, and it says the great Greg Perkins, because that's my dad, and that was his radio thing when he was doing hospital radio. So I made that for him. Can't wear it because it doesn't fit. So
And I think that segues us nicely into sort of what we're doing in life, really, not just as a podcast.
How long have you got?
What we do, yeah. It can be quite busy what we do.
Yeah.
For context, we're both in the journalism industry, both involved in audio, mainly. I myself am a radio reporter, and you do lots of work with BBC. So we know our way around.
Yeah. So both sports journalists, sports journalists covering mainly football, but other sports as well. So and have known each other for the better part of 16 years, which is
too long.
Just too long.
It's like one of those marriages where like the flavour. The flavour goes a little.
It's not there anymore.
But we've conquered in depth.
Yeah, we're together because of proxy rather than anything else.
Proxy.
Yeah. So I met Alex in secondary school. It was like literally first day of secondary school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any mates from primary school that were in my class. So you
could have just left it. Didn't have any mates. First day, you're on your lonesome, just awkward dude, and you had all the long blonde Justin Bieber hair and everything. Oh, it was shocking. But you were very known for having the deepest voice. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
your balls had dropped.
Yeah.
So long
sadly, the balls had dropped, but my height was about the same. I think I've been the same height since year 9.
You made a comment earlier because you went outside and you put on and you borrowed my sliders, which for the hygienists out there, I do apologise. That's probably big.
I had socks on.
I am a socks and sliders guy when I do put them on, but you made a comment saying, "God, how big are these?" Sort of thing. What shoe size are you?
9.
Oh, I'm a 10.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bigger.
That's fine. You know what they say about big feet,
especially when one's 10 and one's 9.
Yeah, big socks. Anyway,
a bit tight.
Cut that. I love for sports and kind of that's pretty much how we have bonded over the years. Like is the fact that we were, believe it or not, raised on sports. You very much the kind of American sports, baseball, basketball, American football. Myself, football mainly, and that's kind of been it. I've got a big love for combat sports, but that's very kind of just like a personal thing. So yeah, that's. I
feel like you built a much more colourful variant of sports you liked as we went through the years of secondary school.
Yeah.
Like you found wrestling at a point where, so we're both big wrestling fans. We'll put that out there, and we are considering doing little supplementary episodes, aren't we, each week to talk all things wrestling, whether it be WWE, AEW, and everything else around it. And I think that was really where our bond kicked in massively from that sort of like we were incredibly close and we're best friends, but then we sort of had this sport we both had and still have a massive passion for. And that kicked in during our time. So you're more of a combat sports guy.
Yeah,
that's your thing. UFC, boxing. That's all you. Whereas you say I'm more. We're both football fans. Yeah, obviously that's something we definitely share. If anyone loves the Fiorentina shirt as well, this is. Speaking of Fiorentina, we're going to go see them next week.
Yeah,
this Saturday.
Yeah. So as we're recording this, it's this Saturday, the 25th will be when we see them. QPR against Fiorentina. Loftus Road, a ground I've not been to. Have you not?
No.
Out of all the grounds you've been to,
I know. It's one of my. It's one of my. My dad has what he calls. It's one of his tisms. He calls it. He's like a. He calls it a white whale. He has a white whale in like everything. So like me and him both like our spreadsheets.
Yeah. You'd love a spreadsheet. This man and his dad have a beer spreadsheet for all the like different, Is it the Good Beer Guy? What's it called?
Yeah, so it's the Camera Good Beer Guy.
That's the one.
Get it? Join Camera. It's all about saving pubs in the country. Yeah. Incredibly important.
Yeah.
And we just go around and we drink. We drink beer. A lot of beer. A lot of it is good beer. It's not fizzy and it's not always IPAs.
Hold on. Sorry to cut you off. It's not good beer, is it? Because some of them you just try because you want to get it on your spreadsheet. Like, it can be the shittest beer in the world, and you're like, I'll have a go.
We've had some terrible beers. I think the worst one I've had in recent memory was back during Easter. It was at the local. Shout out to the Red Line in Cricklade, and it were they had their own brewery and they had a cream egg stout. I love cream egg, and I'm partial to a stout. I don't mind a stout. This was, excuse me, that's the IPA. It literally just tasted like liquid cream egg, and it was.
It's too much. That's too much. So yeah, basically this intro is a flavour of what to expect. But if you like beer, if you like football, and you like being friends, then that's.
And if you love sport, and if you're a race on sport too, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you keep tuning in each week, because this is going to be a weekly podcast. Hopefully.
You can tell you work for commercial radio, can't you?
Hate it. But that's the thing is that again, going back to why we do this is why we do what we do, and how we got to where we are. Is so I don't host radio, I don't do anything like that. My voice is very rarely on the radio, but and yours is a bit more than me probably. Like you're in there in the news in the studio. You know, you're getting your face on there and everything. Was where how it started for us. We both got involved with community radio.
Yeah.
And I'll happily for the next 5 minutes talk about community radio and how important it is.
Absolutely,
it's incredible. I mean, it started with you really.
Well, yeah, it started with me in 2017. I volunteered for my local, what was then hospital, is now community radio station in Taunton, in Somerset. Shout out Apple FM. There's a lot of shout outs, I feel.
That's fine.
Community
radio. Shout out all community radio.
Yeah, for sure. So I had a vested interest in radio and trained at Apple FM, created my own hip-hop show, had that for 3 years or so, and did bits, within community radio in Somerset, and kept annoying the BBC until they gave me a job. So that's kind of where it started and is going now. So.
You weren't exactly an adult. You were young when
I think I was 17.
Way before me.
Yeah, 17, 18 when I started. I was quite lucky enough to know what I wanted to do from an early age. So it was that, and it's proven all right so far. If anyone listens to Yeovil Town commentary on BBC Radio Somerset, apologies, especially for the away games. That's me.
Do you know, that was the thing as well, is that like, oh, you're great, don't worry about that.
Thanks. For the cameras, right? Go on.
No, you're absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that and that goes on the next one, is that we're both sports commentators.
Yeah.
But just circling back, that was very white collar, wasn't it? Circling
just
back.
Just to circle back and get our KPIs in order. Like,
drinking my IPA.
Yeah. What?
Twat.
God's sake.
And but when you were on community radio, it wasn't sport. It was music.
No, it was music.
Because you could have easily been a DJ.
Yeah.
You've been in Dubai right now, mate.
If only. No, I mean, I did do a sports show for a time on 2 different stations within Somerset, but it was, that was always something I knew I wanted to do. And then when I got involved with the BBC, again, it was all programme stuff. It wasn't sport. So I did that for a number of years, was producing a couple of shows and stuff on like the general programming stuff. If you are aware of radio, that you've got your general programs and your sport programs, and then eventually said, right, what do I actually want to do? And it was sport. So in 2021, I got hold of the guys in Bristol, who that's kind of where our sport output comes from, and I've kept saying yes to opportunities that have come since 21, and now it's 2026. So it's been about 5 years.
And that's a big thing about our industry, is that you have to say yes to a lot.
You've literally got to grab it with both hands.
And it's not in like the weird way where you're saying yes to a lot. It's like, no, you say you're good for a brass ring, right? So you have to work your way up. And as I said a second ago, it brought us now into sports commentary and stuff. I mean, you've commentated Yeovil for a few years now, and
you've done Bath.
I've done Bath, done Bristol City, and my first paid commentary gig was Paddle or Padel.
Oh yeah, on YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was streamed on.
Yeah, the guys through Bath, they knew Mark Stillman. That is a shout out.
Mark Stillman.
Mark Stillman. He is one of the best in the industry.
He's
brilliant. He works hard and he deserves all the praise he gets. Thank you, Mark. He gave me the opportunity at Bath City, so nothing but good words to say about Mark. Also now doing a lot more BBC stuff as well.
He is,
which is great.
He's joined our team, and it's kind of a mutual friend of ours. So that's really nice.
And he knew these guys who were putting on. It was like the UK County Championships it was in Bristol, luckily. And I was living in Chew Valley, which is just south of Bristol anyway. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that opportunity, and I did for pretty much the whole day, more or less, and I got to commentate on a sport that I had no clue of, really. I mean, I've only just sort of more got into tennis recently, funny enough, but yeah, padel, I didn't really know much about it, didn't play it. I was more badminton, I think you were as well. You were badminton, and so I gave it a go, and it seemed to go okay, and I got paid for it, so I mean, did it well enough.
But that is also a testament to you, and this podcast, I don't know whether it's advice for younger journalists. I don't know. You know,
drink lots of beer. Don't drink lots of beer. Drink moderately. Let's
drink responsibly.
18 and up. Drink responsibly.
There you go. But it is that's a testament to you. Is that it was a sport you didn't know anything about, but you still managed to do the research and prepare yourself well enough that you sounded like you had been. And this is not just, brown nosing here, but like it genuinely did sound like you weren't out of your depth and you knew what you were talking about, and that's all you need, really.
But I suppose as well, that comes from experience, right?
Yeah.
Of in anything, if you do it a lot. I mean, I was already doing stuff with Bath for about 2 years by that point, so I got used to. Even for us, we know football, but we don't always know the teams they're playing against.
No.
Like, fair enough, if I do a Bristol City gig, I'm a player, so I did Bristol City and a Bristol City Wrexham I got to last year, and that was so great, such an awesome opportunity. I've watched Wappings Wrexham. I'm a Reading fan, so I know Phil Parkinson. I keep an eye on Wrexham. I know those players. Bristol City, not hard to keep up with. When you're commentating in National League South, and Bath City are playing Enfield, that takes a bit more research.
Yeah, you don't really know.
You're still in the same spot, really. Yeah, you know the Bath players and you know the sport, but you still have to do a lot of research.
I'm preparing for my first commentary this season, which is Barrow, and I've never commentated on Barrow before, so I barely know the Yeovil team because they changed and chopped in the summer anyway. So it's
Whereas at least if you're doing tennis or I don't know, so. What's good? Yeah, okay, we'll use tennis as an example. It's a sport that neither you are massive on. We know more or less what's going on with the players. But if you put two players together who play UK standard, regional, whatever it might be, and we have to commentate on that, it's still easier because you only have to focus on two players. We don't know the sport, but there's a lot less notes on that page.
Yeah, true. That's basically I was going to say brief introduction, but it's a little bit longer. Introduction to us and what we do. The World Cup has just happened. Let's make that our first talking point. Absolutely. So, the final, if you're living on a rock, don't know who won it, and you want to know, Spain. Spain are world champions for the second time in 2026, and right team won.
I think so. I mean, going into that tournament, if someone said you have to put money down on a team to win, I'd have said Spain.
I'd have said France.
During the tournament, it changed to France for me, especially after those first few group games, and I think to be, I mean, if you take that Spain team, it was only because they drew with Cabo, and they, we're going to talk about who impressed us in this tournament, and Cape Verde are definitely one of them, but Spain just never level. We saw it yesterday as well. Maybe Argentina were a bit out of their depth in the end, and they kind of got shown up for who they were a bit, where England weren't able to do that. But that Spanish team, I mean, they passed the ball around so well. The biggest thing about Spain is they've not even got a standout player.
No,
there's
Yamal
no one in
maybe,
there
but
of course,
but at only 19 years of age, is one of so many brilliant players within that Spain team. I hasten to add it, but Cucurella had a really good tournament, despite how much I hate him. I'm a Chelsea fan, so it's everyone from Simon in goal to Yamal and Pedri and Oyarzabal and they're all just it's like they're one mind. Do you know what I mean? Like they are just one mind, and everyone knows what they're doing and where they need to be at all times in a way that other teams just aren't able to.
Yeah, I think so. I think with France is what we saw is I noticed it more when they played Paraguay. Even though they won that game, you could tell that the longer it took for them to break that defence down and score, they were getting more frustrated. They started getting a bit clumsy and not as accurate with their passing. And whereas Spain, we deserve winners, and only conceded one goal the whole tournament.
Oh, against Belgium.
That's against Belgium. One goal the whole tournament. That's all they conceded.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
An incredible stat. And it's interesting as well how not similar, but in terms of winning 1-0 in 2010, winning 1-0 in 2026 in the final, both in extra time. You know, and obviously Iniesta was there in the crowd yesterday. I mean, it was very cool seeing.
It was cool.
We had Xavi, Puyol, Casillas, Iniesta,
Navas.
Just incredible, and that gives you that bit of nostalgia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As well. I mean, as we were raised on sports. For me, that was. I didn't really get into football until I was around sort of 7, 8. So this was just after 06 anyway. So 2010 was my first World Cup.
Yeah.
So when I think of Spain being world champions, that just kind of makes sense to me.
Do you remember where you were when Spain won in 2010?
Yeah, I was on the sofa.
Yeah.
I was with my parents. We watched this, my first World Cup final. So we watched it, and at the time I probably didn't realise how physical that game was.
Yeah.
Until you look back now, and Howard Webb did such a fantastic job of officiating that one, and you know there probably should have been a red card brought out earlier.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, again, the better team on the night won, and then they did that yesterday. But as much credit as I want to give to Spain, I mean, for Argentina to have not had a single shot at goal, a shot at all, until they went 1-0 down in a World Cup final, it's not good, is it?
As you were saying, it showed Argentina up for who they were, maybe. Not to say that Argentina didn't deserve to get to the final. They deserved to beat England. They deserved to beat Switzerland. Like, they played a really good tournament. Just that final bit, be it Spain was so good and just able to negate what Argentina brought forward. But and we'll get onto it. The scenes at the end were disgusting and all of that. And yeah, they were just desperate. They just got too desperate.
Yeah, I think. From an English perspective, I think from many people's perspective, seeing Enzo Fernandez get sent off was quite amusing. It was very good.
After he gave it the big one against England.
And you know, and I forgot that he won the Young Player of the Tournament in 22 as well.
Yeah.
Deservedly so. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And no wonder he got the big move to Chelsea.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. But it'd be one of those players where it'd be interesting to see how he's received by Chelsea fans when they all return back to club.
Yeah.
It will be interesting.
Because he was an instrumental part of Chelsea last season. He was probably our best player. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's annoying for me as a Chelsea fan because I'm like, I don't like you at the moment because of how you have performed and shown yourself in the tournament. So yeah, it would be interesting to see what it's like, especially with other club fans as well, to see how he's received. So. But yeah, so that's the final. Spain winning 1-0 against Argentina.
What do we think of the World Cup overall? Did you enjoy it?
All of and I said this before the tournament, and I said it before 22 as well in Qatar. There was so much political noise around the tournament. There always is when it comes to a World Cup, seemingly more so in the last 8 years. But when that first whistle goes with Mexico and South Africa, everyone kind of forgets. Because football is there and you've got a month of this. So I think the tournament was really good. I don't agree with what Donald Trump said in saying it's one of the greatest sporting events of all time. It's not that. It's not the best World Cup of all time.
No,
but, I don't think anyone but him is saying that it is. I still really enjoyed it.
I thought it was a really good World Cup. Yeah, definitely. I agree. It wasn't the greatest World Cup of all time, but there were goals.
Yeah.
And I think it's so funny, like, you take 2010, and I feel like 2010 didn't have a huge amount of goals compared to this year. Yeah, there just weren't many standout goals, I'd say. Like, you had the Cabo one against Argentina, I can think of. Jude scored some great goals as well, especially the third one against Croatia, where it just ran down a good ball down the wing. Yeah. And there's one against France as well the other day, which was really good.
Kane scored against Congo.
Kane's got fantastic finish. I know we're ripping off the England ones now because that's.
But as you say, kind of where other standout goals are there?
I mean, too bad. I thought Torres was a really good finish.
Torres was a good finish.
Final. Really good finish. Yeah. And Messi scored some good goals this tournament as well. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like there's that. There's none of that James Rodriguez, Omaha volley. Into the top corner. There's none of that.
That Cape Verde goal is probably that for this tournament.
I think so.
Or the Pavard goal from 2018?
2018.
Yeah.
I love that goal. It's one of my favourite games ever. It's amazing how they went back to back. Like they literally did Okada Omega as as football in 2018 when France won 4-3, you had just belter of goals, and then in the final in 22 as well. I mean, the goals weren't necessarily the same. I mean, Mbappe's second to make it 2-2 in the last final was fantastic. Like, oh my god, it was incredible.
You're talking standout goals as well. Mbappe's second goal, but France's third against Senegal, where he hits it from almost halfway. That's a great goal.
Yeah. Maybe there was more than I'm thinking of, because obviously we had so many games.
It's all recency bias, isn't it?
And we had so many games that were on a stupid clock that we couldn't stay up for. And I'm not going to moan too much about. I'm not like other football fans, because the world doesn't revolve. It's the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
You know, people in America, you know, Argentina and Brazil have won it. Brazil won it more than anyone, right? So they absolutely deserve the better start time with having a World Cup over that side of the world. So I'm not going to moan too much about it, but we did obviously miss out quite a bit. It's where the Euros is great. Like, we get to see it all. And that's fantastic. Well, why don't we talk about England then? Why don't we talk about England?
Do we have to?
How do you feel? You know, so England went into this tournament, new manager, a bit of a new look team, after, you know, 4 tournaments that had gone exceptionally well, I felt, from 2018 all the way through to the last Euros. And, you know, I wasn't the biggest Southgate fan in terms of his football, but I really appreciate what he did and how he got us to where we are. Tuchel, I'm much more excited for. He's come in and we had a really good qualifying. You know, we're undefeated in qualifying, didn't concede a goal. Went into the tournament. That Croatia game, you know, I felt like the second half of Croatia is still the best we played in the whole tournament. And that was a really good performance. The Ghana one, I mean, low block. I know the low block is such a bingo card thing to say about this tournament. But that's what happened with Ghana. Panama, we did the job.
Yeah.
And then we had to fight tooth and nail really against Congo. And actually, I say that Croatia's one was the best performance, but that Mexican performance will stay in my memory for a long time. I think that's probably my favourite England performance ever.
Yeah. I think that's it's one of the greatest England performances of all time. So it was unbelievable to stay up and witness that live. That was a really cool moment to be a part of.
That hour delay, I was like, right, we're going to be staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning. It's not going to be worth it, is it? But it absolutely was, and I loved every moment of. Well, I wouldn't say I loved every moment of it, but I love it now looking back. Norway, we got the job done, and then sadly we just couldn't last a few more minutes against Argentina. But I mean, Thomas Tuchel did bring us to our second best finish at a World Cup ever.
Yeah,
I get why people want him gone because of that one performance. I get it. Do I want him gone? No, not personally.
No, I don't think so. As you say, our qualifying was great. Like, I know people say it don't count, don't matter, whatever. But when we played Croatia, and just that, as you say, the second half performance is like, what? Like, this is England now? Like, this is how we're gonna play? Okay, cool. I'm invested. Tuchel to the moon. Like, and then the Ghana game happened, and it's kind of like letting your air out of the tyres, and it's like,
it was such a second group stage game.
Yes. As you say, Panama got the job done fine. So I don't know. Like England's overall performance, you can't argue. It's our second greatest finish in World Cup history. I think. Do you know what annoyed me? The game that annoyed me the most was England v France. Because and listen, and don't come up with your pitchforks just yet. I get it. The occasion, what it meant, all of that, getting to a World Cup final for the first time since '66, all of that. That's why we weren't able to play against Argentina in the way that we played against France, because third place games notoriously shackles are off, no defending, everyone goes for goals. My only thing is it's a shame that we couldn't be braver, we couldn't be a bit more on the front foot against Argentina in the same way we were against France.
I think Spain proved that, right? They were 1-0 up and they didn't take the foot off the gas.
Exactly.
And that's something we shouldn't do. So do we blame? I mean, we can put a lot of blame on Tuchel, obviously, but the players have to take some blame for Argentina's performance as well. I mean, to be fair to them, they did hold on for like 30 odd minutes. I'll give them that, but I remember going into that game thinking, well, Argentina aren't going to beat us in the air.
No, you said that a lot.
And what goes and happens? We had 3 centre-backs there and they couldn't stop Martinez from getting... I don't know. I know there was a lot of focus, but we did it against Mexico. Argentina are a better team, yes. But it is frustrating. And you are right, that France game is even more frustrating knowing full well that had we played like that against Argentina, we would have been in that game last night.
Yeah. Wouldn't have beaten Spain.
I don't think so. I think we'd have been passed off the pitch by Spain.
Yeah.
Look, hindsight's a bitch like that. Yesterday watching how Spain played, I was like, yeah. But we had this conversation. I would rather have got to the final and lost than gone out in the semi-final.
I said I'd rather go out to Argentina, but I think in the manner it happened, I would have rather gone to the final and lost.
Yeah.
Declan Rice, I think, put it best, is that there is still a little bit of like frustration, sadness that they couldn't go one step further.
Yeah, I think so. I think the good thing is that, that puts us in good stead for the Euros. And I want to take a moment to talk about the Euros because I genuinely think we could be the favourites going into that tournament for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think Tuchel will learn from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our players who are young are going to be better. I mean, Jude is still 20. He's 23 years old. Yeah, it'll be 25. Well, it'll be coming into his prime, hopefully, when we play it in the Euros, and we're also the host nation.
Yeah.
There's no reason we can't win the Euros. And yes, I know there's going to be people out there who be like, oh, that's typical English.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
But this time more...
You know what it is? It is coming home. It's coming home. 28.
28.
Gonna go to it, hopefully. Gonna go to a game or two.
Yeah.
It's my partner's German, so I think we'll definitely go and see a... imagine England-Germany.
I was going to say.
We did talk about that because that was possible in this World Cup, England-Germany as a final, but... I'm kind of glad it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think World War III would literally World War III would break out in this household. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'd be bringing up a German bombers chant.
Oh, Christ. Please don't. I mean, Germany, Paraguay is less said about the better, I think.
Shock it. I mean, I got on our notes, who impressed, who disappointed, and Germany got to be up.
Germany, massively.
Is this the worst German squad of all time?
We spoke about this with Laura, is that you think back to 2010 and the team that Germany had against the team that England had in that round of 16. Like Boateng, obviously Neuer's still playing.
Müller was a young player. That tournament.
Götze, Klose, Schweinsteiger, Kroos, all of those kind of players. And they just don't have any world beaters anymore.
No.
It's such a bang average Germany team.
It didn't have in that last Euros, obviously they were hosting it for one thing, which helps, but Musiala and Wirtz were so much better in that tournament. Wirtz has come to Liverpool, and I don't know, maybe we can blame Slot a little bit for how he's been, but we need to really see what Wirtz can do in the Prem this season for Liverpool. And Musiala, he's had obviously injury issues this season. He had the bone break and everything in his leg, and that can obviously cause a bit of an issue, but Germany are now going through what England have gone through many a time with just bad squads, and I think that's something they have to adapt to.
Is it the start of that? So is it the England 2014 through to 2016?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's interesting, isn't it, as well? Because like if you look at 2014 England squad, like you used to have players like Gerrard and Sterling obviously come out of his own, and Rooney and stuff, and I remember 2016 Euros, but the less said about that, the better. God. And even that 2018 squad wasn't great.
No.
It just, they got the job done, and that's when Kane started firing for us. So we got a bit fortunate. We've got fortunate with who we played as well, a little bit. But Germany straight away making a difference. Jurgen Klopp is coming in. That's a big step in right direction.
That's an aura move.
It is an aura move. So I don't think they'll go through what we've been through, because this is the 4-time world champions still. They're not going to do what we've done. I don't think anyone else. I think sadly that is a bit of an English mentality thing. So I think Germany will come back. I think the problem is as well is like for any manager who comes in, it's not like you can make a transfer.
No.
That international football was hard.
Yeah.
You got to hope that your players are being bred in the right way by their clubs. That's what you're relying so much on their league form. It's tough.
We'll see.
Which is why I can understand why maybe players like Palmer and Foden weren't picked for this World Cup. I kind of get it.
Yeah,
I do get it.
Going back to England, I am nervous now because was this our best chance?
Maybe for a World Cup because we that was probably Kane's last one. I say probably because he is he is 30s now and everything.
33? 33, yeah.
I'll have to fact check that. But he
got one more in
he
him?
might still be able to do one more. Who knows? But he didn't show up in the last couple of games.
No,
did not show up at all. Maybe that's the way we played. I don't know. But in 4 years' time, we could have a whole new striker who just comes in and blows the roof off the place. So I don't think this was our best because I think, as we say, I don't think we'd have won the final.
No.
So do I think this is our best opportunity? No, I actually think the next Euros is our best opportunity.
Okay.
Because Kane will play that one. Bellingham will be at his best. We're going to have these young players still come through. We've got Rio Ngamoa who's coming in, and hopefully he can keep that going. Hopefully he can beat England's Michael Olise. That's what I'm hoping for. So I think the Euros could be fun with Spain, France, obviously Italy now, who as today has been reported, they're going for Pep. As a main gaffer. Yeah.
Wow.
And Spain gonna be great, and Norway, they're only gonna be better. Although Norway, one of those teams that I think maybe if you take Haaland out, they're probably not that great as we saw really. But I think it's definitely our best opportunity to win a major tournament.
Yeah. You mentioned Pep and Italy. Do you think that a nation will ever win a World Cup with a foreign manager?
Sorry, I don't mean for the long pause.
No, it's fine.
For the audio
for
listeners.
The audio listeners. Your phone's still working, don't worry.
That's a sin, isn't it, in radio? It's a
sin.
What,
dead air?
Dead air? Yeah, it's a sin. Man. I mean, Tuchel did a great job with us. Could win the Euros, fine. It's not a World Cup, I know, but it could win the Euros. Ancelotti came into Brazil, and I knew they were going to be disappointed. They were my team to bow out early. Brazil
Another disappointment then.
Another disappointment because they just don't have they don't have those old players. They don't have the O2 team anymore. They don't have anything like that. Yeah, you got Vinicius, but he didn't really, against Norway. He did nothing. No. So I don't think there's much to that Brazilian team. This Argentinian team is now going to have to go on a huge journey. I don't think Scaloni won't be the manager of the next World Cup. Messi won't be there. They're going to have to go on this major revamp. And they're not obviously Julian Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez who are still in there. It's just whether they can keep getting better. With a foreign manager, I mean, I think Pep can win anything with anyone. I think if he's got the top players, and me, I love there's a book right there. One of my favourite books I'm currently reading it's called Calcio, and it's all about the history of Italian football from its origins all the way through to 2007. I love Italian football. That's my thing. I would, with having the Italian heritage, I would love nothing more than to see Italy back on the pedestal. And why can't Pep do that? I think the problem with Italian football is not much money in it anymore. Okay. All the money's in Spain and England and France.
Yeah.
Which is why they're the three top European nations. Yeah. I think Jurgen, obviously not for a manager, but Jurgen will obviously probably do a pretty good job with Germany. I don't know.
You'd imagine.
I don't know. Because I feel like the reason why teams win World Cups is familiarity. Yeah. Players understand each other. Yeah. How could the manager? Whereas actually, you probably put Pep or Klopp as England manager. You'll have familiarity based on the fact they just know the country well. Yeah. Klopp especially, he integrated himself so well into Merseyside that he'd have done a fantastic job, I think, as England manager. But I think it will. Yeah. I think it will. I just don't know who. But I think Pep is the best opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Do you?
I think it has to. I think
one day.
Yeah, because records and things are made to be broken, aren't they? So, and as you say, if you've got a manager like Pep, for example, I realise there's a whole thing of familiarity, and you only get to see these players once every maybe 2 or 3 months. But yeah, I think the quality of the players and the quality of the manager, it will happen. And yeah, in the not too distant future, Pep is probably the most likely to do that. But he's just got to find a way to get Italy out of the slump that they're in.
Yeah, I mean, we're not qualified since
The last
2014.
Wow.
That was our last World Cup. That's insane. Considering this is the 4-time world champions.
Yeah.
This is the team that were the first back-to-back World Cup winners.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And they just don't know how to get there anymore.
Yeah.
Which makes 2021, I know it's 2020, but 2021 so bizarre that they won it that year. So incredibly bizarre. And only to us, but us. But I don't know. I think it will happen one day. I just don't know when.
Yeah. Talking of like disappointments and Italy and all of that, kind of going back to who impressed you in the World Cup, and also because we've spoken Germany, we've spoken obviously Italy didn't qualify,
Brazil,
but Brazil as well. Who impressed you? We've mentioned Cape Verde, understandably. Curacao to an extent, because they were able to score a goal in their first ever World Cup. Like that's massive.
I thought they gave everyone a good game.
Yeah. Obviously went 1-0 up against Germany in the group stage. They lost 7-1, but scoring first.
It was a shame the way they bowed out, but I'd probably put Egypt up there.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
They completely capitulated, and most likely it would have led to an England-Spain final.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine we'd have probably been too much for Egypt.
I think so.
If we were at our best. And when they're 2-0 up, I'm thinking if we beat Norway, we got an England-Egypt semi-final, which would just have been insane. But they impressed as well. They did well in the group stage. They did exactly what they had to do. They weren't, there was nothing overly flashy about them. No. They got the job done. Beating obviously the Aussies on penalties as well. I mean, that was great.
My team in the sweepstake, by the way,
Australia.
So.
Oh man. I tell you who did impress me, and I'm sure I'll get some pitchforks for this one, and I know there's a lot of controversy around them, but I thought the US were pretty solid.
I thought the US were pretty solid.
I thought they were really solid. If we're talking objectively, I thought they was a solid team, but again, they showed that when you go up against one of the top teams, and Belgium aren't exactly a top 5 team anymore, but they showed once to go up against a half decent team, it was going to be too much for them.
It's the same problem with Canada, because I also think Canada really impressed.
Yeah,
in their first ever time they've hosted.
Yes, first time Canada hosted.
Qatar is what Qatar is. They're not great. They're not a good football team, but where they played against Bosnia, and it's a shame that who did they lose to in the? Who did Canada? God, who is it? I can't remember. Canada played. South Africa. They beat South Africa, didn't they? In the round of 32. So there are so many teams.
I know that that's the problem actually with this tournament. We just said off air, it dragged this tournament. There was a lot of football.
It's a crazy thing to be upset about. But,
it is, but you need that break as well. We're going to QPR next week. You know what I mean? They're playing. I know it's friendly, but they're playing again. It's like, there's no respite there. But Bosnia went out to the US.
Yes.
I can't remember who beat.
I want to say Canada beat South Africa, and then it was a Canada someone.
Morocco.
They lost 3-0 to Morocco. But to that point, I think Canada were really good. And then, as you say, come up against a half decent team in Morocco and were just well out their depth.
Who's your least favourite team of the tournament?
Can I say Argentina? Sorry.
You can, but there's one team that pissed me off even more.
Least favourite.
As in a team that I was watching, I thought, "Cool, you've gone down in my not that I really cared for them anyway, but you've gone down in my thought process." Oh my god.
I don't have one.
Paraguay.
Oh my god. The way they played against.
Not just against Germany, but against France as well.
France, that was it.
Anti-football. And the whole bloody name, one who went on that whole racist rant about Mbappe as well after.
Oh God. Who was
this? It's like the leader of Paraguay.
Oh really?
She doesn't deserve any notice to.
I did not see that.
But and then Mbappe clapped back, which is good on him to be fair. But oh God, it was like Argentina dialed up to 10. Yeah. It was awful to watch. They weren't as bad against Germany, but against France, I've never seen such dark arts in my life.
They should be ashamed of the way they played against France.
Awful. Absolutely awful. Mexico went up against us and they actually tried to play a proper game of football. I was really impressed by Mexico in the sense of, they played well, but again, they just can't get past around the 16. Cannot get past round 16. Was there anyone else who really impressed me? Japan
to a point. It was a shame the way they lost against Brazil.
They get through though.
No, I mean they lost to Brazil, didn't they? But you know, when 1-0 up against them, that's probably it.
I don't think, not many other teams. But there'll be something. Do that. I mean, fair play to Norway, I suppose.
Norway.
But I had them as my dark horses to go quite far in the tournament anyhow. So I wouldn't say I was impressed by them.
Well, first quarter final, first knockout stage. No, they made first quarter final in.
But I think my player pick for impressed. I mean, obviously England as well.
Yeah.
But Jude Bellingham.
What
a tournament he had. I mean, he technically gets the bronze boot. Because he had one more assist than Haaland. Only player in England history to score 7 at a World Cup. And he's a midfielder.
I know.
Playing in that sort of number 10 role. It's awesome.
Do you know what's crazy as well is... I can't remember when I realised... in the England-France game, Kylian Mbappe got the Golden Boot. Only player to ever get consecutive Golden Boots.
Only person to get 2.
Oh, really?
In any tournament.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is quite extraordinary. You think like R9 might have got it or
right.
something, but no.
And that's extraordinary. As well as Messi has scored 21 goals in all 6 World Cups that he's been a part of. And Mbappe has scored 21 goals in every World Cup he's been a part of, and he's done it in 3.
But only won 1 World Cup?
Only won 1 World Cup.
Which is crazy.
I know.
Could have won the last one. Could have easily won this one.
But yeah, it proves. And what? Mbappe's 27? Like,
yeah.
He's going to be the. If he goes at the rate that he is, he's going to be the World Cup all-time goal scorer.
Why does he flail at the Euros? Mentality? Euros is second for those sort of... Like for England, who've never won it, it's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
For a lot of these nations, I can imagine the Euros are just... Yeah, if we win it, great, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's a continent competition.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You could argue it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Just getting to that final hurdle. But he's done it. He's won the World Cup before, so how can you say that? You know, he did it at 18. So, Yeah. I don't know if it's the team he has. I was going to say it's the team he's got around him, but he's got Barcola, he's got Doué, he's got Dembele. Got Elise. Like, he's got the players there to do it with.
He does. That's what the next Euros could be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was our World Cup review.
I think so.
I think
we covered all bases.
Yeah.
Any thoughts you've got about them?
Should we have a little segue on the refereeing of this tournament?
How long have you got? It wasn't. The quality of the refereeing overall was below par.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think there was too much reliance on VAR at times.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, VAR, I think we're both in the same camp. We're not the biggest fans of it.
No.
I'd like to know how many... If you did a poll, like a legitimate poll, not one of these rage-baited polls, a proper poll about who actually wants VAR or not, I'd love to know who, like... Not necessarily in England, but if you took all the nations, like, are Argentina a bit of a pro for it? I know there's this whole thing about the officials being more one-sided to Argentina.
Yeah.
I didn't really
notice
that during the tournament too much. There's a few times, but we got away with things.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Yeah, Gay should have been sent off against Ghana 100%.
Well, that was the big one. You know? Is that we probably could have gone and lost that game easily had that not happened. But I don't know. Like, the refereeing wasn't great, but I wouldn't say it changed much either.
No.
Not personally.
But it was below average in my opinion.
Like, Kwanzaa should have been sent off.
Oh, Kwanzaa absolutely should have been sent off.
It was still a red card. Regardless of whether they should have been in a 2-game suspension or not, it was definitely a red card.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez, it was definitely a second yellow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just where it is.
I don't know if I'm going to get... And this isn't their fault. I'm not going to get... We'll see. Stay with me now. And this comes around every single major tournament. But the people who don't watch football, that watch the World Cup, are...
Are you about to gatekeep? Are you about to gatekeep on my podcast?
No, I'm not.
I'm raised on sports... No, go on. I don't mind. I don't mind.
No,
all opinions, no filter.
That's true.
That's what we said.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. And I say that with knowing that it's not their fault. because not everybody watches football, and I don't get me wrong, patriotism, liking football during a big England game, a World Cup, it's a cultural event. I get that. That's really good. But trying to watch it with these people is so infuriating sometimes.
In what way? Go on.
Just and I'm not going to go as far as explaining the rules to them, because not
do you feel
everyone...
like you're mansplaining sometimes?
Sometimes,
God,
but just the like, why are they falling over all the time? In rugby it'd be like this. It's like we like.
Oh yeah, okay,
as a football fan,
but rugby fans, right? You rugby fans.
There's no rugby fans.
I watched the World Cup, right? And you're like, I fought over. Just shut up. Come on now, right?
And I keep having to explain to, bless them, my parents.
I love you, rugby fans. If you're watching, we do appreciate.
Yeah, we do.
You. We do. I'm not. I don't take it personally. It's just.
I was born in Bath, so you know.
It's rugby. Come on. You're tuning into a sports show. You're not going to hear about rugby.
Yeah.
We have got rugby on the agenda. Don't worry.
So yeah, like they're like, why are they falling over? And I'm like, as much as you guys hate it, this is the modern game now. People are gaining yardage.
We hate it.
We hate it.
Let's not, we're not going to be around the bush. We hate it.
Like, England do it.
Yeah.
As much as any other team. And yeah, it's difficult because it's those... Oh, God, I'm going to sound awful. It's those fans that will then, when it comes to club football and starting again, they disappear. Because I don't know. I'm gatekeeping a little bit, and I realise that's shit, so flame me in the comments, it's fine.
There's a big thing about this in club football as well, of like they're called fair weather fans, right?
That's the word I'm looking for.
I've like, in a World Cup I'm not as fast, because it's a country, and it's, you're supporting your country, I get that, and it's like, and we're going to have a whole discussion about England flags being put out your window. We're not going to, because that's going to get a bit too political for this podcast, but that's a whole nother story. But it's like with club football, there's a whole thing of like, so as a Reading fan, we don't have much happiness, right? it's why I drink a lot of beer. I'm a Reading fan.
All right.
It's why I have
a Bears fan, Reading fan, England fan.
Gosh, yeah. I haven't.
It's tough. It's tough being you.
It's a tough life.
Yeah.
Tough life. And at least I'm not a rugby fan. I'm joking. I'm joking. Not really, but like, as a club football fan, as a Reading fan, when we are playing a random game in November.
Yeah.
No offense, because your birthday's in November. It's a shit month.
It's a shit month.
It's a terrible month in general, from a life point of view.
Shit month.
What's nice, you get that prep. January and February are worse, but November's up there. But you are preparing for Christmas.
Yeah.
So against it. If it was a Saturday 3:00 kickoff, it's fine. It's dry, a bit cloudy, whatever. We'll have, I don't know, 14,000 fans, something like that. Maybe if we're lucky, maybe 13, 12,000. But if we're now in League One, definitely. You know for a fact that's the last game of the season, and you got to either survive the drop or get into playoffs, get promoted. Yeah. That's a sold out crowd.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not as gatekeepy about it as you are probably, but I'm a little bit funny about it in the sense of like, if you had a sold out stadium every week, the team would just play better.
Yeah.
Players feel that.
They do.
They do feel that.
So, that's what I'll say on that, and you can, as I say, flame me in the comments.
I think what I find interesting about the World Cup and Euros and stuff is I like the togetherness part of it, because usually when you go out and you're watching football, you had a couple of IPAs for the bellends out there like me. You have a couple of IPAs. You don't really care.
No,
it's all about the vibe. The lads are singing. Sometimes, to be fair, the fans who only come up for the World Cup and Euros, they're actually decent people.
Oh yeah, good, yeah.
Unlike some of the, we know what England fans are like.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it too much. Yeah, it's an interesting one.
It's
I don't think there's a wrong or right answer opinion on that one. I think it's you either like it or you don't when fans come out. So.
And that's the beauty of opinions, isn't it? Is that,
And that's why I say every opinion on this call. Yeah. Yes, every opinion. We don't get political.
No,
not political. No.
More because I don't care more than anything.
Well, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Just to run through a couple of headlines as well. Yes. So, firstly, in cricket, England against India in the ODI series. England won.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they had a shocking first game. out there as well. I mean, they just couldn't get going. The run rate was low. It just didn't happen. And then I remember luckily they were able to bring it back in the last couple. It's interesting. Like cricket. Cricket's not. I love watching international cricket. I know you cover Somerset for BBC sometimes, but I thought you would be more invested in cricket because you. As a kid, you played it a bit more. So I'm afraid you're not more invested in the sport.
I can do T20 and I can do the 100, and I realise the 100 is like people are either on one side or the other.
Yeah.
I just can't do Test cricket. It's just too long, in my opinion.
You're not an ODI guy either?
No.
50 overs sort of thing?
I'd have to watch it.
It's still long.
Yeah.
It's still long.
Yeah.
It's not T20, I do get that, but ODI is long. Going to the local village cricket for a one day is really fun.
Yeah.
You just have a few drinks, it's a good vibe. That's fine. I feel like cricket's one of those sports, especially. I mean, again, as a baseball fan, I know this. Being there is much better than just watching it on TV, and I do appreciate that. But yeah, cricket was something you played, so
and I'm going to my first 100 game next week.
Nice.
So that's in Cardiff, which would be really good. And the thing is with this, especially right now in this England cricket team, there's so much off the pitch.
Duckett had such a. I gave my century yesterday to get us the win as well. That alone, just sometimes you need those first three batters. So just get your run count up, get the run rate up, and just plod along and just keep adding things because it just makes your life so much easier when you're fielding. So.
And 2 half centuries from 2 cricketers I can't name at this moment in time. I know they got 50 though, so. But yeah, it does seem like more of the news is what's happening off of the pitch, or at least recently anyway, with Ben Stokes and his retirement and all the stuff in the nightclub.
Probably the right decision.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just there's a little bit of a dark cloud that's starting to part on the England cricket.
Cricket's always had this issue, though. I mean, we're going to go on to it in a minute about villains in the sport. That's our big question. But, I mean, cricket's had quite a few of them over the years. But Ben Stokes is not a villain by any means. No. He did it. Everyone. I think that's the thing. Everyone will always remember him for the Ashes.
Yeah.
When with Australia, and obviously it's the Ashes, but in the Ashes tournament. But yeah, there's been a lot of bullshit around Ben Stokes in the last couple of years. So
2019 at Lords, Ben Stokes will always be remembered for that ball. And it's shame the way it has ended. But it's going to be an interesting, and with head coach, what's his name? Can't remember.
I can't remember off the top of my head either.
It begins with a B. Can't remember his name. But leaving, but still being in charge of, I think, white ball cricket is an interesting move as well. So, that's kind of the as you say, the headlines rather than kind of a deep dive into it. Belgium Grand Prix. Antonelli.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I'm a big Kimi guy anyway. An Italian driver, young, who's going to go hopefully be world champion this year, and he needed that as well after how Silverstone went with the mechanical issues he was having there, and not even getting into the points because of that bloody safety. Do you know what worst thing, right? Silverstone, especially, again, this may be a bit of patriotism coming through, but at the Silverstone Grand Prix, and you end it on a safety car, Anyway. But Belgian Grand Prix was a good comeback for him yesterday. It was really good for him. Leclerc, again, showing his stuff. Max having a good comeback race as well, finishing third. I thought was fantastic. Hadjar as well, from P16 up to P5, I think. I can't remember what position he was in the end, but he had a fantastic race. I'm enjoying this season because it's a bit different. It's not... obviously, and last season was a bit different as well. I mean, you knew it was going to be either Norris or Piastri who won it in that McLaren car. Or Verstappen in the end, yeah. I mean, God, what Max did in the second half of the season.
110 points, I think he came back. It's something ridiculous.
I mean, I as a Hamilton fan, I wasn't the biggest fan of Max for a few years, but he's the most talented driver on the course every time, and I think it's incredible what he's done. I mean, he became a new Vettel, winning it 4 years in a row, and just incredible what he did. But I'd love nothing more than for Antonelli to win it, and I think with Russell obviously going out in lap 1 after that Hamilton collision, I think it's just going to lead to Kimi. If he just keeps it up, he'll win the whole thing.
I was going to say, is it Antonelli's to lose?
Yeah, I think so. I think his mentality has been so strong for a youngster as well. He's last year he was he got given the name Kimi Talibantinelli, which is a bit of a funny nickname, but in the sense of because he wanted to win races, right? And I get that. This year he's got a much better car, obviously, but he's got a cooler head. And to have gone from the Silverstone incident where he was just trying to keep pushing, couldn't get anything, to then go and win in Spa this past weekend, it says a lot about him and his character. So if he can just keep the cool head, there's no reason why he can't win it. But the break in a few weeks will be the biggest telling factor.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see who comes back and quite literally hits the ground running after the break.
Yeah.
But as much as we said that, rugby fans watching / listening to this, there's another headline. It's England getting revenge on Argentina.
We love rugby.
Rugby.
England beat Argentina in rugby. That's why we love it. Yeah. We absolutely love it. This Nations Championship is quite interesting as well. This whole kind of Northern Hemisphere versus Southern Hemisphere. It's quite an interesting one. I've not kept up a huge amount with it, purely because there's been so much other stuff with the World Cup going on. It's interesting. I quite like it, but it was nice for us to at least get revenge on Argentina.
Yeah, for sure.
England Argentina in any sport is always a tasty fixture.
Yes, for obvious reasons. More stuff as well that you can talk about, because I'm not that big into my darts. But Luke Littner. Littner? What's his name? You do it. I'm not into darts.
So it's the World Match Play. Luke Littner started his defense of the World Match Play. Won it last year. I would imagine he'll go and win it this year as well. Darts is such a funny one because for years, Phil Taylor was he's the greatest of all time. He was on top of the darts world. And then Van Gogh sort of took that role, but wasn't able to go and do what he did. Van Gogh is a 3-time world champion.
Yeah.
Phil Taylor won it 16 times.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? And then you got a few others like Gary Anderson, who had a great first round in the match play.
Burnham-on-Sea, residents.
I love Gary Anderson. He's one of my favourite darts players. He's a 2-time champion. You got I can't remember, Peter Wright, he's a 2-time champion. You got Adrian Lewis, 2-time champion. No one can seem to get past that 2 or 3 hurdle. Yeah. Right? Luke Littler's won it twice now. He's a 2-time champion already.
And he's 20?
19.
19!
He'll turn 20 at this year's World Championship. But it's a fact that he's winning all these minor titles as well. He's an enigma because he's 19 years old. He's a 2-time world champion. He's won the Premier League. He's winning match plays. He's won the World Cup now as well. Him and Humphrey's got it done. Man. If you wanted... He's a funny one as well because a lot of people don't like him. Because actually, I'm like, the problem with England, we have a mentality issue in this country.
Okay.
The best sportsmen have the biggest ego.
Yes.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
Why do we dislike someone? Lewis Hamilton is a great example of this.
Yeah.
Arguably, there's a rough of you there, but it's probably the greatest of all time. Yes, I know Michael Schumacher will be up there for some people. Okay. Lewis Hamilton is the greatest of all time.
In your opinion?
In my opinion.
Okay.
Objective, let's be honest now. But statistically, he's the best of all time.
Yeah.
But he has that ego about him. He's got that swagger about him.
You need a bit of ego, I think, to be the best of all time.
Do people really believe that Argentinian squad, we're going back to World Cup for a second, didn't have more ego than the... Of course they had more ego than the England squad. There's a reason they won that game.
Yeah.
Just where it is. So, and Littler having the ego, I got no issue with it personally. As long as you're winning and you're a decent human being, I don't care. And
we'll come on to it in the big question later, but I like that in my sports people, is that edge to them, where it's like,
Which is where, actually, Lionel Messi is such an enigma in that sense. Sorry, I know I said enigma a couple of times now, but he is in that sense, because he's got an ego.
Yeah.
He doesn't really show it too much, I don't think. He's not a Cristiano Ronaldo, who you are going to mention later, but... So it's a weird one.
Yeah.
But do people really believe that Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian of all time, didn't have the biggest ego on the planet, or in the swimming pool in this case? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Really cool moment as well this week is that Josh Kerr set a new world record for the, I want to say 1,500 meters, which is just incredible. Like any world record being set is fantastic. And Josh Kerr he's been at that level for years now, so to be able to do it is another thing.
It's giving me an idea. I mean, can you imagine, we do this podcast, we keep it going, and we go out to like the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be amazing, wouldn't
That
it?
would
I'd
be.
love to go to the Olympics. Did you go in 2012?
I went to the Paralympic opening
Did you?
ceremony
Oh,
in
that's
20 London. Was it Upton Park? I remember. I think it might have been.
Well, what was it? Because like obviously we had the Olympic Stadium got built, but they didn't move there yet until 2015, did they?
Yeah,
Or
I think it was the Olympic
2015.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool. Like, to be
Yeah.
a part, because there was just so many people.
I didn't go last time. I can remember I didn't even. Right. I was a bit of a dick when I was a kid, right? As my friend here, as my soulmate in friendship here can back. I was a bit of a dick, right? I was a bit of a whatever kind of guy, and I can remember there was this whole thing about the Olympic torch.
Yeah.
For London 2012 was running through all the local towns and stuff.
Yeah.
It was going to run for our local town.
Yeah.
I didn't get up for it. I couldn't be asked to get up for it. My mentality was it's a guy with a fucking torch, you know what I mean, sort of thing. Now, as someone who loves Greek history,
Yeah.
God, I would have slapped myself silly as a kid. If I could go back and see 12-year-old me, I'd punt the fuck out of that bastard. You know what I mean? He was a dick anyway.
What? Because you wanted to see that.
Now I
torch.
do, but not at the time I didn't. No, at the time I couldn't give a fuck, and that was the issue. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
That was the problem, and I wish I did.
Okay.
At the time, and again, hindsight is a bitch, but
Yeah.
as you can little me was a.
You at times.
That's kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to go too big into this, but we say we've been friends for the better part of 16 years. There has been a couple of years or at least
It's been a marriage, mate. It's been a marriage. We've said this.
We've been separated for a time, but now we're back together.
There's been ups and downs.
We've worked through our relationship.
We work for our problems. We work for our issues.
Yeah. So.
But do you know, there's one fact we didn't talk about earlier, and there is one sport that we both did. Not together.
Oh, taekwondo. Yeah. Yeah.
We're both little MMA dudes.
MMA dudes.
Yeah.
What belt did you get to?
I technically got to,
You
it was
got
just
to
so
black belt,
annoying.
didn't you?
I technically got to black belt
Yeah.
in the sense of I was a black. Sorry, that sounds so. Oh yeah, if I didn't, I would have been a prem player if I didn't do my knee in or whatever. I was a black strip,
Yeah.
and then my school shut down. But they told me it's a shame because you'd have easily got black belt.
Yeah.
By the way, that is not like an ego thing. It's not hard. As long as you stay consistent with it, it's easy to get to. It's not like you have to go and be a bloody monk. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, you have to go and do that. It's not a hard thing to do.
No, as long as you're dedicated enough to learn the theory and learn the
Go
patterns.
every week. Yeah,
go every week.
it's essentially homework.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. And I guess for us as well, we were teenagers, so we had more time.
Yeah.
On our hands as well. I mean, I started when I was 7, 8, even. You actually started after I'd finished, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I finished when I was 13.
Well, no, that wouldn't make sense because I got my black belt when I was 15, so I've been doing it for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 8.
Oh right, I thought I didn't realize we crossed over as much as that. Oh right, well,
Is that a lie? I don't know.
I don't think you were doing it when we met.
I passed my grading, my black belt grading, on my mum's birthday, 2017. She spent her
2017. That's what
2015.
You just said 2017.
2015. I don't know.
This one hold up in a court of law.
Time's a weird
It
thing.
is a weird thing.
I'll have to get my certificate out.
Yeah. Big box. Just flop it out right now, why don't you? And not the belt.
No, exactly. Size 9. Size 9.
Size 10.
Anyway, so moving swiftly on.
Very.
One more sporting headline, and again, more you than me because you're into your darts and you're into your golf. I've been kind of loosely keeping up with the British Open. That's just finished.
Yeah.
But it says on our notes here, Bryson DeChambeau against Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, it's such a fun one, this one. So, talk about the Open for a second. I mean, Ryan Fox, Australian, goes and wins his first ever major out of nowhere. He had 200-1 odds to win this at the Open. It was such a great moment as well. I mean, yeah, Young and Burns, who were playing alongside. Young was in the driving range, ready for a playoff. He was already 9 under par, had finished. Burns and Fox came in for the last hole. Everyone else had finished up, and Burns only got par, so he finished on 8 under anyway. And then it just allowed Fox to literally usually between golf strokes, you take a bit of time to line it up, get ready, kind of thing. Literally, it's like 20 seconds after, it just putts it.
Wow.
And he wins the whole thing. It was a brilliant moment. And I think it's fun as well when in golf, it's more fun when an underdog wins.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I think in most individual sports it is more.
If you're not a Rory McIlroy that's tried for years and you eventually win the Masters, and that's a great moment.
And Rory McIlroy is the greatest UK golf player ever.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But yeah, and he had a very disappointing tournament. He only finished one under par in the end. But for folks to do that, first major at 49, fantastic performance, and I don't know if he'll keep that going. We'll see. Yeah, this whole Bryson DeChambeau, Rory McIlroy thing is interesting. I mean, it's not just him. Scotty Scheffler has actually come out, world number one. He's come out and he sort of backed Bryson a little bit, but not in like a weird way. Bryson DeChambeau is a really funny one. So you're probably not too knowledgeable on Bryson DeChambeau.
Not really.
So, I mean, he's done videos with the Sidemen.
Has he?
He's done all this sort of thing. He's a big social media golfer, right? But he has won things. He's won majors.
Yeah.
He's won the US Open. Like he knows his stuff. He knows how to play golf. And basically what happened was he got given a 2-stroke penalty because he was accused of walking in the high grass, whereas golf was a bit too stumpy, essentially, to translate that in the easiest way possible. Yeah. And they reckon it affected his hip.
Okay.
Now what happened was there was a big thing after the day ended. And it basically, and as Rory McIlroy would put it, he held it hostage because no one knew what time they were going to be teeing off the next day because of the order, etc. Because we didn't know if Bryson was going to be higher or lower in the tee time order. Rory came out and basically said, "I don't have much time for Bryson." He basically puts it all on. He essentially called him a dick in the nicest way possible. Yeah. Which is an interesting one. And that got me thinking. We love sport because we love rooting for someone. Yeah. And we love rooting against someone. So that brings us on to our big question of the day. Who are some of the best villains in sport history? Who for you... Like, when I say villains, I don't mean, I don't know, here's a good example. I don't mean like Lance Armstrong, who did drugs. Right, kind of thing. Like, he had pets. Fine, you're a villain for doing that, but are you a villain?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we'll go to UFC for a second.
Yeah.
You know I love John Jones. You know I have a lot of love for John Bones Jones, right? Probably is a villain.
Absolutely. He's the example, I think, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, greatest of all time if you're not named Demetrius Johnson, but I'm a
GSP guy,
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But John Jones is a prime example of being a villain in sports history.
Is Brock Lesnar a villain? In UFC, he took Pez, but is he a villain?
If you're reading some of the reports of what he's done outside of his wrestling, then probably, yeah.
Yeah, true. I wasn't thinking of that.
But it's whether you whether you mix the art with the person and all that kind of stuff. So it's him and John Jones are the examples of villains within sports history. Mm-hmm. I'm one, and I know we talked about ego earlier. Ronaldo's up there because he has that evil streak in him.
Yeah,
you go back to 2006 and the game with England and the wink and all of that. Like, so Ronaldo's one. Mbappe, arguably.
Okay,
because
maybe.
But maybe that's more ego than it is villainy.
What makes a villain? Because, and it's obviously contextual, isn't it? Of like, so we spoke about this earlier. For me, when I first got into football, as a kid, now I got into wrestling first, right? So you kind of had this sort of heroes and villains thing anyway, and good guys and bad guys. My mum is a massive Liverpool fan, grew up on Anfield Road, that kind of thing, right? Went to games all the time. So they're sort of like my prem team, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like Fergie was a villain growing up.
Yeah.
Wenger was a villain growing up. These managers. Fergie, I think, as well, more so because we had the whole Fergie time thing.
Yeah.
There was always more time that was actually put on the old stoppage. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for me, I play like someone like Alex Ferguson. I love him to death, by the way, but I think growing up, he was a villain for me. Yeah,
you do think of growing up who was your rival. As I mentioned before, I'm a Chelsea, I wouldn't say a fan, follower more than anything. But I grew up when, Lampard, Drogba, Ballack, Cech, all that kind of 06, 07 team maybe. The vivid memory I have was the FA Cup final. I think it was 07, 08 or something. But, you know, that was when we had Mourinho, and I realised other people would probably see him as a bit of a villain.
I think Mourinho counts at the time, definitely counts as a villain. Not so much now, but yeah, definitely back then. 100% a villain.
Just trying to think of, like, 08-09 semi-final of the Champions League, Chelsea-Barca. Definitely rigged, by the way. Just throwing that out there. That game is 100% rigged. Okay? So I hated Pep Guardiola at the time. You know?
Is he a villain?
Maybe.
To some people, it would be.
If you're not a City fan.
He's changed football in this country.
Yeah.
I'd say for the better for certain teams, but not for most teams.
Yeah. And has he changed? Yeah. Has he changed for the better? Has he changed for the worse?
I think you came up with the best villain earlier, especially from an England perspective, and that's as much as I love him. He's one of my, for me, arguably the best of all time wasn't Messi.
Yeah.
And that is Diego Maradona.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you grew up in 86, you just must hate him with every fibre of your being. Definitely a villain.
I think in individual sports, I think usually if an Englishman's on top, they are considered a villain by others.
Yeah.
Phil Taylor and Darts would have been considered a villain.
Luke Littler.
Luke Littler
in a way.
will potentially go on and be that.
Yeah.
It's so... okay, I think a good villain, Joey Barton.
Oh, absolutely.
Criminal villain, by the
But
way.
because that's taking the outside... If you're taking him on the football pitch, he wasn't great, but that doesn't make him... Well, was he? Because he was a horrible...
player. How he played.
Yeah,
Exactly that. And I think Pepe for Real Madrid.
Awful. Especially with Portugal as well. Yeah. It's
like Real Madrid.
It's all contextual.
I feel like people will consider Real Madrid the villains. I think if you in football,
is that because they're so good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, they are.
But is that villainy?
I don't know.
Or is that ego? Or is that, you know...
What is a villain?
Yeah.
Sports, They all want to be the best. I think there definitely are some, who are villains. I think Joe Barton or anyone who's like that, that's a good example of villain because of how they played on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned I know we're talking about mainly football here, but there's a lot of villains in football. But you mentioned with Paredes last night.
Oh,
showed himself up to be a
disgusting. Disgusting full-time scenes. And yeah, so as you say, showed him up to be who he is and is a villain because of it. So yeah, let us know any of your sports villains.
I would say there'll be many people who see Tom Brady as a villain, massively so. Yeah. He always just got the job done. It was so hard to beat. There was always the argument about referees being on Patriots' side for the years as well, winning all those Super Bowls. I hated Brady growing up, so he just won all the time, and I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can appreciate he is the greatest of all time. For me, he was a villain of the sport. And there's some players out there who are villains in any sport because of what we've done outside of it.
Yes.
Right. And I think you'll get that more in the combat sports area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Conor
McGregor.
Absolute villain.
Absolute villain. Scumbag person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Scammed me out 20 quid, I tell you. Recently.
I can't believe
it. I stayed up until 5 a.m.
And I think you could argue there's some who have become villains through their legacy. Hulk Hogan would be a good example of that.
Or even changing the team that they were on. I think, again, football Chelsea, I think of David Luiz going from Chelsea to Arsenal. I think of...
Sol Campbell going from Arsenal to
Tottenham. Yeah.
Arsenal. I can't remember. But yeah, Sol Campbell, great example of that.
So, it's a really interesting question.
It is. I mean, because then you think about who the heroes are as well, but I think that's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Heroes would be like Mo Farah.
Yes.
That for me
just
would be
good
like
people.
Yeah.
And that's probably the extent of the list. No, I'm kidding. It's not just Mo Farah.
No.
We love the Mobot. So that's the one. Yeah. But I think that's it for the first episode.
I think we've covered everything we wanted to.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long, I don't think, either.
No, let us know if there are any kind of adjustments that we can make. If that answer is stop podcasting.
If you are.
Yeah, like sit and spin.
Yeah.
Sit and spin.
Yeah.
Go on.
What I will say as well is that if you don't want to tune into the entire episode, you should. But if you don't, you just want to find small clips, we will upload these in segments on to our YouTube as well. I believe you sorted out all the socials on YouTube. So do you want to just run down those if you can remember them off by heart?
Yeah, so if you want to go to basically Raised on Sports and then whatever platform you're on. So if it's Twitter or X, it's Raised on Sport X. Instagram, Raised on Sport IG, and then TikTok is Raised on Sport TT. So, yeah. Those are the ones.
The YouTube will probably just be Raised on Sports.
I imagine so.
Once I create the channel,
once I sort that, just Raised on Sports. That's where you'll find us, and you can have a look at the clips and stuff that we'll collate and shit them out whenever we want. So
absolutely,
there you go.
Absolutely, and we're probably going to start. We'll start doing separate episodes as well for you wrestling fans out there, where we're going to talk all things wrestling as well, because we would probably talk for even longer about that subject as well. So tune in for those. They'll go out. We don't have a schedule yet for when this podcast will go out. But most likely something along the lines of like a Friday and a Monday. Yeah. But we will have a look and see. But I think that's covered everything. Thank you for tuning in. If you are on audio and listen to through Spotify as well, really do appreciate it. And if you are tuning in to YouTube, or if you're tuning in to any other sort of platform where you're finding a clip of us like TikTok, please hit a like, please hit a follow, and please share as well.
He's good. You can tell he's done this before. We'll speak to you soon. Thanks all. Bye.